Today you're going to be doing a formula sheet unit, so we want to talk about the fact that you guys have a formula sheet and that you will be using it. Here are all the formulas for two-dimensional figures, the first 6. But we're going to focus today on the formulas for three-dimensional figures. And so what I'm going to do is you're going to have this packet, and I'm going to show you how to do one of each packet, and then or one of each group, and then you're going to turn in the packet to the sub, and the sub's going to allow you to check, and then you're going to turn this packet into the back so that I can grade it. You have 2 days to complete the packet, but I'm going to show you how to do one out of each group. So if you have any questions, you are responsible for the other 3. Listen carefully to the directions because there are some that are very specific. So as you can see, I've already done the first problem here. It's talking about lateral area for a prism, which is height times perimeter. And so you take the perimeter of whatever your prism is, and you multiply it by the height. And so the perimeter of the base shape here was 46. I took that by 10, and I got 460 inches squared. Remember, when you write areas, they are supposed to be squared. Volumes are cubed. For lateral area of a triangle, you do height times perimeter. Now, the key is you will have to do the Pythagorean theorem first. So in this one, the Pythagorean theorem tells me that 3 and 4, so this hypotenuse is 5. And so the perimeter of the triangle is 12, and 12 times 10 is 120 meters squared. Okay? So that should help you with the front page. Finish those other 6 problems. As I go through, I'm going to do less and less of assistance because basically I'm just asking you to follow directions. Okay, so for this one, 9 and 10 got mixed up, so we're only going to do 9. There are 2 answers here that you need. The first is the surface area. If you notice, surface area is lateral area plus 2 times the base. And volume is the area of the base times the height. And that's what that big B means. It means area of the base. So in order to do the surface area, you do the lateral area, which is what we did before. So 9, 17, 9, and 17. You add those numbers together, and you get 52 times 4, because you're going to do it times the height. And then that's going to be plus 2 times the area of the base. Well, the area of a base is length times width. And so we're doing 17 times 9. And so when you put all that in your calculator, you get 514. So the surface area of this shape is 514 units squared. Now the volume is a little bit easier actually. It's just the area of the base, so 9 times 17 times the height, which is 4. And so when you do those in the calculator, you get 612 units squared. Units cubed, I'm sorry, you're talking about volume. So I want you to do the other 4 here. Remember, for the triangles, you are going to have to do Pythagorean theorem to find the perimeter of the base, because it's a triangle. Okay, and the height is usually the height of the shape that is not the triangle. Okay. Lateral area of a cone, again, or a cylinder. Again, it's right here. Lateral area, 2 times pi times r times h. For all of our purposes, we're going to use pi as 3.14. And so when you do these problems, well, lateral area is equal to 2 times pi times the radius, which is 4, times the height, which is 12. And so essentially our answer is 96 pi centimeters squared. But we want to go ahead and also write that out in decimal form. And so it is 301.44 centimeters squared. That one's pretty easy. Surface area and volume, also easy. I'm actually not going to do one of these because you are literally just putting in the information. For the surface area, you put the radius here, you put the height and the radius there, and you do the multiplication. Again, there will be two answers. For surface area, I want whatever pi centimeters squared, and then I want the decimal centimeters squared. For the volume, it's the same thing. I want you to plug in the radius and square it, the height, and you're going to come up with a number, pi centimeters cubed. Then go ahead and multiply that by pi and give yourself the answer. So there will be 4 answers for 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. (27) through 29 are bonuses. I give you the formula, and I want you to work backwards. Read these directions, okay? Anybody who gets all 3 of these right will get extra credit points from me. All right? Pyramids. Lateral area, half times L times P, where L is the slant height. So this is important because you're not always going to have the slant height. So like for example, well, in these 6 you do. But if you didn't have the slant height, remember that this is a right triangle. Okay? And so you could do some things to help you find the slant height and the regular height of the pyramid. But I'm going to do number 10 for you real quick. It's a 6-sided figure, so there are 6 eighths here around this thing. And so we're literally just doing 48 times 20. Because 20 is the slant height. 48 times 20 gives me 960 inches squared, and that's what the lateral area of this pyramid is. So you're going to go ahead and do these 5 problems. For the surface area and volume, it's the same thing, but you also need to be able to find the base area, which the base of this one is the square. So you're going to do 3.5 times 3.5. So you're going to do half times L times P, and then add the base. Actually, I might have screwed this up. I did screw this up. Over here, now that I think about it, it's supposed to be half, and I forgot to do that over here. So this is not 960. This is 480. Okay, it's supposed to be half. So hopefully you caught that when I did it wrong the first time. So when we get back to this one, you do half times L times P, so 3.5, so this will be 10 times 10, which is 100, well, that's 50, and then you're going to add the area squared, so 3.5 times 3.5, whatever that is, and you'll get your surface area. You're going to have just one answer here. It's going to be feet squared, and then when you do your volume, you're going to do base, which is an area. Again, so 3.5 times 3.5, and then times the height. So again, 10 is not the height. You're going to have to draw the right triangle in and do Pythagorean theorem. 10 squared minus 1.75 squared to find that distance. Okay? And that's what this talks about right here. Okay? So 36, 37, 38. The cones, really easy. Pi times the radius times the slant height. Again, you might have to do Pythagorean theorem if you're trying to find the slant height or the radius or one of the pieces that you're missing. But again, your answer is going to be 2 different versions. So you're going to have pi centimeters squared, and then you're going to multiply whatever number you got here by pi so that you can have 2 answers. So like, for example, for this cone, my first answer would be 135 pi, but then my second answer would be 423.9 centimeters squared. Okay, so go ahead and do that for those 4. And that's the lateral area. Surface area and volume, again, you're going to have 4 answers. So like, and again, you're just plugging in radius, slant height, and radius. Remember, you might have to do Pythagorean theorem to find the slant height before you can answer. Or you might have to do Pythagorean theorem to find the height. So just plan on doing Pythagorean theorem for all of them. And again, you're going to have 2 surface area answers for each one. So something pi inches squared, and then just something in inches. And then you're going to have 2 volume areas for each one. So something inches cubed, pi inches cubed, and then you're going to multiply by pi. Okay? And this final one is on the spheres. And again, you're just plugging in the radius. That's it. Plug the radius into the equation. Pay attention to this one because you might have to divide it by 2 when it comes to the volume. Just a thought. But I'm not going to do this for you because you should be able to plug these in. And again, it's just volume and surface area. And again, you'll have a pi answer and a non-pi answer for each. So 4 answers for each of these problems. That's it. The sub will be around to help. Get this done. You got 2 days to do it, so work at a good pace. Make sure you finish. I will be taking up the completed work for a grade, so that's part of it as well. Any questions, you can definitely ask the sub, but they're not going to give any assistance until you've shown the completed work. And look at this video as many times as you need to, so that you guys can do well. All right, I hope you guys do well.